We shall start with a big one, a big Mamba Jamba that I've been waiting to play for years, and that is we're going to start with Shin Megami Tensei Soul Hackers. That was submitted by Trekkies Unites, or Trekkies Untied, if you pronounce his name wrong for whatever reason. Gonna cover a couple of his entries on here. So this Trekkie, so do you want to introduce this project? You want to talk about a little bit why you chose to translate Soul Hackers or get the translation inserted?
Originally, Megaflan was the one looking into this, and he's pivoted more to focus on doing a Spanish translation for the 3DS, so I just kind of picked it up after him. Basically, what we found with this is the 3DS version that got a localization is very similar under the hood to both the original Saturn port and the later PlayStation port. If you go through the files, you're going to find a lot of the same files as the Saturn version, the PlayStation version. So it made it easy to kind of figure out like what text needs to go where, what needs to be swapped in, what needs to change. And we found that the Saturn original already has support for handling ASCII font. It has an English font built into the system. It automatically handles 8x16 fonts. You don't have to do anything special. You just throw ASCII at it and it prints it normally. So with that in mind, we were able to then just kind of take the script from the 3DS, sort through it, figure out what stuff belongs in the Saturn version, what was new added for PlayStation and 3DS, strip that stuff all out, and then get the script injected into the 3DS, into the Saturn version. And with all that changed, it basically just started booting up in English.
No, so I remember you were telling me about how difficult that whole process was, trying to sort out what belonged to what. Right, and kind of the solution I came up with for that was I used the PlayStation version as sort of a Rosetta Stone. So if it was in both the Saturn and PlayStation version, I assumed it belonged in the Saturn version. If it wasn't found in both of them, I assumed it was newly added. So going through that got probably about 95% of it, and then the rest I just had to kind of just do trial and error to get it sorted out. So for this build, you're going to notice the text is kind of overrunning the boundaries of the text box, and it's not kind of looking pretty. And that's because the 3DS version had a variable width font system, and it had a little bit more screen real estate, so the line breaks aren't at the right spot. So working with Mr. Conan, we're working on putting in a variable width font system, and that does get it to the point where it now all fits in the text boxes and looks correct. I just don't have it implemented at the moment because our solution for that overwrites the Japanese font. And when we do that, we can't see if text doesn't show up, then we don't know, okay, is this a bug or is this untranslated text? So it makes it harder to identify that. So that's why in this build, that's not there at the moment, because we're still trying to make sure we have all the text translated. I see. So it's going to be like the last thing you put in then, or close to the last. Right. When we want to do that when we're sure we've caught all the text and have it translated. It's probably the smart way to go about doing that, really. Right. So at this point, it's readable and playable. In this particular build for the contest, there were some bits that the battle text I had not found yet, whereas like a couple days later, I found it. So in the later builds I have going that I've been testing with, I have that all translated at this point. But in this build, you'll notice it's not there. Yeah, no, I definitely noticed when I was playing it, if you can see, it's like going off the lines a bit. So, yeah. Like I said, that's sort of what we're running to. But to be fair, it's, like I said, I didn't really mind because I'm just happy this game is translated, because honestly, it's probably up there in top one of my favorite Shin Megami games, just because it's so cool and unique and has like that cyberpunk vibe to it, which I love.
Series I've always wanted to get into.
Right, and the one thing you're going to come up to soon, the bit I was stuck on for months that you're coming up to, is the name entry screen. That required a lot of hacking to get it to work properly. There were even some parts where I had to basically just write entirely new functions in C, compile them, and then replace them take the compiled code, cut it out, and put in new compiled code to get stuff to behave properly.
That's actually kind of insane.
So basically what I had to do is I had to disable the 3 Japanese font systems, the kanji, the hiragana, and the katakana, leaving only the ASCII font, and then I had to change it to use single byte encoding instead of 2 byte encoding, and increase the amount of characters per name. So the original Japanese, you had 3 characters for first name, 3 characters for last name, and 8 for your screen name, and I had to increase it to 6 for your first name, 6 for your last name, and you still have 8 for your screen name.
Why not 16?
I was going to look into that. There's space in memory for 16. It didn't fit horizontally in the name entry screen to do that. But the other side of it is, when I was thinking, I'm like, for the 3DS version, they had 8 and 8 for first and last name, and then 8 for your screen name. Like, there's probably a reason they had it at 8, and the script is probably gonna go bonkers if I go beyond that. So I didn't want to risk breaking that, because they take your screen name and inject it into the script numerous times as characters are talking.
Alrighty, here we go, showing off the cool text entry name screen that the Knight broke his. Ooh, I like this. We'll insert a name, so we're gonna name ourselves. Oops. COSMO. Okay, there we go. And then we will go. Okay, there we go. We will be Cosmo Kramer. There we go. Perfect. Good. And then handle. If everybody has watched Seinfeld, you know exactly what the handle's going to be. There we go, baby. Hell yeah.
It took me a second.
I'm the ass man. But yeah, I really actually like the text screen entry. It's very unique and robust, so definitely massive props to that. A lot of people think it's something overlooked, but I mean, that's a massive part of the text entry screen. I mean, if you look at some stuff that's still in the works, like Tokimeki, a lot of the text entry screens still look kind of a bit on the jankier end, but still pretty Cosmo Kramer. We're strong soul. But no, it's just really cool. Like, this is really awesome.
So in the greater SMT timeline, what games are meant to lead up to this?
I think this one comes off of Devil Summoner. It's kind of a spin-off of Devil Summoner.
And that's one of the things that kind of threw me off when I was trying to patch this game, is that there's a Devil Summoner and a Devil Summoner Soul Hackers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think there's a mainline, I guess, quote-unquote mainline-esque Shin Megami, because Devil Summoner technically, isn't that a spin-off of the Shin Megami Tensei main series?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is a spin-off of a spin-off.
Yep.
Yeah, sequel. Soul Hacker sequel to Devil Summoner, which is okay. So but technically, this is a sequel to Devil Summoner in a weird way, or something, or is this still a spin-off of that?
It's kind of both.
It's weird.
It's like there's technically some relation, and you do encounter some of the characters, but it's more of a spin-off too.
Got a lot of SMT fans in the chat. Much respect. Hell yeah. Hey, brother. Okay, Kramer. Oh, God. The Seinfeld timeline is getting messed up. You happy?
Yes, this is why like getting the name entry screen correct was so important.
I can see.
To bring it back to one of the really frustrating things, how they handled names was really kind of bonkers. So your screen name, like basically in RAM, there's 2 addresses that are reserved for the player's name. For the screen name, it just takes the characters you enter, it takes their ASCII values and puts them directly into that space in memory. Makes sense. For your like character's actual name, though, instead of just copying like the values you selected and moving them to that memory address, they do this stupid janky thing where instead they copy a hard-coded value for the name into that address. And then they copy values from the font sheet to where those values that it hard-coded would be in the font sheet. So it dynamically adjusts the font sheet when you put in your name.
That sounds hella jank, but that makes sense, at least for the Japanese character sheet.
But at the same time, there's no point to it, because you could put those character values in the name in that memory reserved for the name, and the game handles it just fine and writes it fine. That's what I ended up doing to get it to work properly. So it's the thing where it's almost like 2 different people wrote those different parts of the name entry screen, and it's just weird.
Yeah, I want to let everyone know this actually is correct. This isn't a glitch. That's what it's supposed to say.
Okay.
So yeah, that's not a mess
email's
up.
Encrypted. The email's
Demons
encrypted.
are coming into the computers.
One new massage. Play the Lost World. Description
New line
complete.
drive me crazy.
Sweet, I have a copy. Yeah, this game is pretty awesome. I think there was a copy that Sega Steve had, and I missed out on it, or I think actually Kay or Dave grabbed it. It's like, damn, I wanted that. So next time, Sega Steve better have a copy, or I swear I'm gonna be angry. I don't know. I'll check out maybe game. Also, this navigation actually messed me up at first. I thought it was one of those things where you like move the cursor around the screen, but you're actually moving the little blue character dude. I thought, like, because I kept going back into the house. It's like, why do I keep going to the house for? It's like, oh, you actually have to move the cursor on the screen.
Trekkies, Shadow Master is asking if the script was one continuous file.
No, it is not. It is all over the place in multiple different files.
Fun.
The other, what was it? Oh, there was something I was going to say and I lost my train of thought.
So CJ, Baroque was actually one continuous file for basically all plot relevant text, and then
it was over
other
like
different
4 files.
It was the other files are literally just like like functional stuff, like battle updates and whatever. But like in terms of like character dialogue and plot, it was all basically one file.
Okay, I guess I can't get into the Astro Museum. It's closed, I suppose.
No, you can't. You have to go to exit.
Gotcha. Okay.
The other thing I was kind of, so this screen I have translated in the latest version, but in this one I did not yet.
Gotcha.
The one thing I found neat here is this game actually has a quick save feature.
Oh yeah, hitting the C button.
Yep.
I was wondering why I kept actually getting into that. Supposed to be here, but I don't see anyone. Where's everybody? Are we too early?
That is a really weird mapping, though. Like I would have put it on the top row, if anything.
Spookies.
Oh, we got F and V.
Yeah, and the other thing that's interesting with this game is it uses both True Motion and Cinepack.
Why?
I don't know.
Because they thought it'd be funny to screw with translators in the future.
Well,
I think
most of the story scenes,
theories,
most of the story scenes are True Motion. But any of the ones that are dealing with something where it's like a background is changing that they use for FMV, they use Cinepack, and it's a lot of the magic spells are Cinepack files playing over top the gameplay screen.
Huh.
So I'm guessing like they use Cinepack for that because it's lighter weight than True Motion, and they felt that True Motion held up better for the story scenes. That's the only logic I can come up with.
I think your original theory of there was 2 different teams working on different aspects of the game makes more sense.
There's that too.
Huh. Oh, is this one line? She's a more upbeat, sexy. Oh, these are different options. Okay.
Yeah. Sexy defines or gives you the most powerful version, if I remember correctly. It defines how another character's stats are later.
Nice.
I hate where like the game practically requires a guide in order for you to like unlock core stuff.
Welcome to Japanese RPGs.
It's basically what you're picking there, if I remember correctly, determines what magic another character is going to be using. And I think like one is like fire, one's ice, and one's electric, I think, or something like that. CJ can probably give better hints there in chat.
So what do you guys think's crazier, the Gunblade or the gun-based PC?
Oh, the gun PC is just weird.
Yeah, it's like people think the Gunblade is weird, but damn, I saw pictures, like I saw videos of the Gunblade, the gun PC. I'm like, this is just dumb but funny.
Is it like bullets convey the information in the system?
It's like some weird. I actually don't really know exactly. Probably the people in the chat that are fans are probably more of a, know more than I do. I barely play this game because of obviously translation issues. What should we do? Let's save first. Let's do that.
I'm just imagining trying to construct a transistor out of 2 guns firing at each other.
That's how you do. Okay, save. That's saved, I think. If not, whatever.
Yep, it's saved. Again, this is a screen I have translated now, but for the competition build, I did not have it yet.
No worries. Let's check our Paradigm X. Time. We shall leave. Oh, Paradigm X. Oh, I missed that option. I thought it said gun-type PC again. I'm used to playing too much Snatcher where you have to keep hitting the buttons. Schrodinger's gun. It's so dumb. Sexy defines for Getchu Megalidia later. Cool. I really want to play this for 3DS, but also I don't want to spend $100 to play it on 3DS, so yeah.
Oh, I got it off. I got it on the virtual shop before they shut it down, the eShop.
I mean, I can also just do non kind of ethical things to get it, but
yeah. So like if you want to use a 3DS now, including a lot of virtual stuff, but like obviously Nintendo is terrible at long-term support. The Chinese hacky R4 carts, once you reflash the firmware, work very well.
I'll have to check that out. There's also a gaming convention coming up, the Game On Expo, so maybe I'll look there and see if they have it, but it's probably not gonna be cheap. I don't know how much they went up to right now. From me. I like this dude.
What CJ just brought up about the 3DS version having a dub, that was another thing that had to be cleaned up in the script. There were additional commands added in to play the voice files, so we had to strip all that out.
I gotcha. So there's no voice. Oh, because did they have voice files in the Japanese version of it that played?
There was no voice acting until the 3DS version.
Okay.
That was added for both the Japanese and English version.
And I'm guessing it's going to be next to impossible to do that for the this version of it.
I don't even think there's space on the disc for that.
That's fair.
Which, interesting enough, I found that the core files are the same on both discs. All that's different is some of the audio files and the FMVs.
Huh.
So that should make it easy once we get everything sorted out to then make the patch for the second disc as well.
Talking to grown-ups. Yeah, but no, I'm just really happy that you got this much so far. Like, this is amazing to experience this in English on the Saturn. Fortune teller. It's just really cool. See if we can get into a battle at least.
So go all the way forward to the blimp thing, and then go by the movie theater, and then go to leave.
Gotcha. Move forward. There we go. Paul McHenry is a progressive voice actor. Oh, what do you have you been on, Paul McHenry?
Yeah, so go by the movie theater, and then go back to the reception desk and try to leave.
Was that the movie theater right there?
Yep. So go walk up to it.
Okay, there we go.
Then you just need to talk to the person and leave, and then go to the reception desk at where you started, basically.
I like her. Snow. What's the snow dude's called again? Mr.
Jack Frost.
Yeah, I like the Jack Frost costume she's got on. Legs it. Yeah. Night Gamer, he's in the chat right now talking about this. That's who we've been talking with this time about it. And we have to leave going the way we've been. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yep. So now go to leave through where the reception desk is.
There we go. We'll leave here.
So not here. You want to turn around.
Oh, not down the alley?
No, not down the alley.
There.
So it's exactly where you start, where like you loaded up in Paradigm X.
Isn't that through the alley though?
No.
Oh.
There's an area called reception desk.
Reception desk.
One of the doors.
Oh, it's over here. Okay, I see. Oh, bank.
So they're using the 3D dungeon crawl engine to just like do a city, but then why do they have the top level map when you're like going between places?
Counter.
Well, this is a virtual city, so it's different. You're in an MMO. Yeah, so counter is where you want to be.
Oh, counter. Okay.
So I guess it's an interesting artistic choice that they make the more immersive, more realistic environment the virtual one.
Welcome to this is Paradigm X User Center. Would you like to know?
Oh wait. Okay, so you have to go over to go back to Main Street.
Gotcha.
Go down the alley to the blimp. You have to see that.
Oh, go down the alley that I went through?
Yeah, I thought it would let you get past it, but no. So go down the alley.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep going forward until you'll get like a cutscene with them talking about Paradigm X more.
Here we go. Paradigm X news.
Yeah, so then after this, then go back to the counter.
Paradigm X development. Vice Minister Nishi, head of the Amai City project. Look how fancy they look. Also, why is that Kazuya? Kazuya looking motherfucker. And the guy on the right looks like the dude from Venture Brothers. A guy that like did Venture Brothers. A little bit vibe in that. I'm getting all the ats on here. There we go. Oh, it's CJ Rikura. Shout out CJ, your Discord notified me. Or was that you adding it?
Did you mean like the Monarch for that guy's hairstyle, or like Doc Hammer, the actual writer?
Doc Hammer, their actual writer.
Oh.
He's got that white thing in his hair. Looks pretty badass. And then go back to the counter, right?
Yep.
That's the theater, my bad. Oh, not the social forum, no! I just want to see what door it was.
This is basically 1995 Japan's idea of what it must be like to be on the internet.
Kind of reminds me of the Microsoft suites back in the day.
Yep.
Kind of reminds me of that. Which I kind of like the vibe of. I mean, I actually used that back around this time too. Bank. Where the fuck is the thing at? Right all there at the end, isn't it? Yeah, beach forum. Here it is. Yeah, kind of. There we go. Want I need benzene. Shall souls give me souls now, please? Okay. Damn, you gotta fight a wolf? Holy shit. Cream. Oh god. Newman's after me. You're awake as I thought. There's no way for you to save that light today. If I hadn't been here, that light would stole your soul too. You aren't the only ones. All humans have forgotten their soul. You wonder who I am? It's not the first time our paths crossed. Kidnap. Well, I wonder why they call him that. Vision quest from a wolf? Seems kind of too on the nose. Right to the past begins here. Vision. Oh gosh, the Vision Pro. Oh gosh, they predicted the Vision Pro headsets. Oh no. Hope you rest of the world. Oh, is that what he's actually called in Japanese dub, CJ? I actually do not know. Release most of the dub product master that. Vision Quest. Wow, that's pretty bad. I'm glad they changed that. Dang. Oh, actually, that's not that fast. That's kilometers per hour, not miles. Like, dang, that's fast.
It's still pretty quick.
It's about 50, I think.
50? No.
I think. I don't know. I'm getting my conversion rates wrong.
It's like 75.
Oh, is it? Alright. I like the gun. It's silly. You'll probably just go to the first one, the first game, first first battle, and we'll hop over to the FMV demo and see if we get demonetized immediately. Just for fun. Check this out. Smoke's out. So we got a full chat here tonight. I thought the swap meet was tomorrow. Well, watching is a strong term. It's skipping through the ones that I can legally show.
No, 42 people watching the stream.
Oh, nice. That's good number, good number. I think I'd be able to waltz right in like this. So much for security. Oh, thanks, CJ. Appreciate it. I was wondering what that at was for. A lot of Soul Hacker fans. All the Soul Hacker fans, we in here. Dude, I feel bad. I'm getting like performance anxiety now because like I barely played Persona 5 and I'm halfway through Persona 4.
So like Persona is going to be distinctly easier than the standard SMT games.
No, you're not that smart. You have no intelligence. Ouch! That went direct in my heart.
Yeah, the demon negotiation text was still partially implemented in this build. Basically, for the 3DS version, the pointers are 32-bit, whereas on the Saturn and PS1 they're 16-bit. So some of them I could convert over to 16-bit, but others were too big that I couldn't fit them into 32-bit. I couldn't fit them into 16-bit. So eventually what I had to do is I had to rework it to read 32-bit values just for these entries. So I have that in the latest one, but in this one, this stuff just wasn't implemented yet for the competition.
Yeah, I mean, it's still impressive. Like there was a ton of text there just for the, there's a ton of English text. There's like, I think, was it only one little pip of Japanese text in terms of the menus. Do you know anybody that makes good homebrews for Saturn, like they make crazy beat 'em up? Watch the stream. We got a whole list of them. Like literally we have a whole like the stream is dedicated to showing off all those. These are just like a few fan translations. This is more than just there's more than just this one, Soul Hackers. I'm gonna gun this dude.
I just do auto.
Yeah, I probably should too. But I feel like I'm getting called out by the Soul Hackers fans being like, what are you doing? Like, 'cause I'll be honest, all the Soul Hackers fans in the chat, I literally like, my most experiences with Persona, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, basically the one thing I just wanted to point out is all the attack animations you're seeing happening, those are Cinepack FMVs playing over top of the rest of the graphics.
That's actually pretty cool.
Well, so it's kind of one of those things where all people say like, oh, Saturn couldn't do FMV and like render gameplay stuff at the same time. Well, there it's doing it.
There we go.
I mean, doesn't that kind of slow the game down a little bit with the load times on the CD?
Not really. It streams them. They're all in like they're kind of all compiled into one big archive file, and it just knows where to skip to.
Well, thank you forever. Appreciate that. Now, could anybody of you tell me how to heal my character up? Because my main character's gonna die.
If you do auto, they auto heal you.
Oh, I'll do auto next time.
That button was there.
Thank you for everyone. Much appreciated.
Like I said, in the latest one, that menu's all translated.
Fair.
Oh, also you can get healed in here. You can save and get healed.
Nice. So I found the velvet room. Heal you. Close your eyes. I don't feel comfortable with that. Not digging that.
Yeah, so then you can save here if you wanted to stop here.
There we go.
I had a question regarding like how the similar, because I've only really played SMT1 and some Persona games. So like how are how are the demon negotiation tactics? Is it like super random like in SMT1?
I'd say this one leans more towards the older Shin Megami Tensei games than Persona, probably.
Right. And then
I know I've definitely seen like people complaining on GameFAQs when the 3DS version came out, like complaining about how random and unfair it seemed.
Okay, so exactly like SMT1, you might as well not even try to negotiate half the time. And the other thing is like in SMT1, there's a bunch of there's like 2 or 3 different factions when you go to heal up and save and stuff like that affect your alignment. Is that a thing here?
Sorry, what was that?
So like in SMT1, there's different factions that when you go to their churches or whatever to save and heal and whatever, they affected your alignment. Is there any faction stuff like that in here?
I don't think so.
There we go. Probably overkill, but dang, they dead as hell. I actually do really like the vibe of this one, like this 90s vibe to it. I really dig this, and I like the whole first-person exploration thing. It's really neat. Actually, I'm really liking this a lot.
Well, the thing I'm kind of impressed by is how well the 3D like still holds up. It doesn't actually look that bad, especially for like this was what, a 96 or 97 Saturn title?
Yeah, no, it looks amazing.
It's a very intelligent use of texture size relative to environment, because on the Saturn you can easily try to do, say, hey, I can fit 64, let me try and do that since I have a low quad count. But because of the resolution, it never actually comes out looking that good. But these textures look consistently reasonable and pretty.
Having it be like a fixed camera and fixed points you can turn on probably definitely helps it.
Yep. So Big Patty
yeah.
asked in the chat, they just joined. Is there a release date on this? They're not trying to like badger anybody. They just want to know if there's.
It's basically in the "it'll be done when it's done" category.
Yeah. If you guys want to try it out though, you can actually like try it out now. Like it's on the. You could download it on the SegaXtreme forum. I don't have the link to it. But if one of the mods want to put it in the chat, I can pin it, and you guys could try this out for yourselves by patching it.
Yeah, if you go to the SegaXtreme forums themselves, the competition thread should be highlighted or something like that under Saturn Dev. So that's where you can find all these entries, and there should be a resource page for this game specifically that should have the updates that come along with it. So you could probably like subscribe or something to that specific page. I don't know if there's a subscribe thing or if it's RSS or whatever, but if you like find a way to follow it with your SX account, you'll be able to find you'll get notifications of updates.
Yeah, but if you guys are watching, there's quite a lot of it that's still like that's translated, so you're able to play through quite a bit of this game.
Yeah, just keep in mind the competition build is very much a at your own risk thing, because you may get to a point where it completely crashes. So, because I like I said, this wasn't very well tested. It was just enough to show a proof of concept for the competition. So it's like you may get to a point where things completely fall apart. That's why I kind of dubbed it Trainwreck Edition.
Save often.